Hey y'all, let's get right into it, okay? This is how I started off my parting. I did a part going vertically, and then I also did a part going horizontally. I really wanted to have my part set so that if I was to put my hair into two ponytails or if I was to do a half up, half down style, I would have those even parts. So I started with the horizontal and vertical, but later on in this video, y'all gonna see that I basically didn't really keep up with the vertical part in the back because I really wanted my twist to lay a certain way, and we'll get into that towards the end. But this really is what took the longest, which was parting my hair, y'all. And even now my parts aren't straight, but I'm cool with that because I really wanted to start this lock journey on my own. I wanted to be the person to start it. I just wanted to make sure that my parts were as even as possible. So now I have sectioned the other side already. So what I'm doing with those front two sections is I'm taking and I'm making a part to where I want like my side part to be. If I was to do like a side part style, I think that I made only two smaller sections. So I'm just basically trying to get that part even and put it exactly where I want it because I got a big forehead, y'all, and I gotta make sure my part sits right, especially in the front because you know everybody sees the front. So you really want to make sure that you get them parts as even as possible. Especially you want to also make sure that you're getting those parts the same on each side. So on the right side, you want to make sure that that side part is in the same place on the left side. I hope I'm making sense, though. And just like I did on the other side, I'm just going to twist up that little subsection and pin it up, as well as that top subsection. I'm gonna also pin that up too. And I know y'all can tell, but right there, that part is a little crooked, but I fixed that later, y'all. It ain't gonna stay like that, cause just me looking at it, I'm looking like, come on girl, you could have got a little bit more straighter than that. But it gets fixed, y'all. It gets fixed, I promise. Okay, y'all, so this is where I had a lot of trial and error because as y'all can see, I started with the vertical part in the back, but I didn't really want a middle part in the back. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I didn't really like that. But here I am trying to work with it, but I really kind of wanted like a brick style. I kind of wanted the twist to like go in between the parts because I really wanted like a fuller look. This was the very first set of starter locks that I did. So these locks were kind of large. They were like a medium size. In my other previous video, I had said that I wanted smaller locks because I wanted a fuller look. This video is perfect for anyone who wants larger locks. Initially, I started small and I ended up taking them down and doing them bigger. I used the Lock It Up gel for my roots as well as for the ends of my hair. I personally don't feel like you really need the gel to do that. I feel like you can still get a little sleekness without it. I wish that I had started without it because water and oil really is all that I needed. I got the moisture and I got that sleekness. So if you choose to use gel, that's on you, but I don't think I'm going to be using gel from this point forward. When it comes to retwisting and all that, I think I'm going to stick to oil and water, but to each his own. I did get a little sleekness with that gel, but I feel like that extra product wasn't needed. And I really don't want product buildup starting off. It's so crazy because this first twist that I did, this is like the actual size of my twist now. And I took this one down and made it bigger, which is so crazy because if I would have stayed on this path with this size, I would have only had to do this one time, y'all. I've done my hair 3 times, but this time I'm good. But this first twist is the size that my twists are now. That's why I say that this parting system that I used can be used for bigger locks, smaller locks. I basically just kept the rows the same, and the columns, the parts that I did going vertically on each row, I made them smaller to make the twist smaller. I feel like that was my biggest challenge when it came to these Starter Locs, was basically the sizing. So I'm analyzing these Starter Locs, which is really the size that I needed. I'm analyzing it and I'm like, oh no, I want to make them a little bigger. So I took those 2 down, and this is where I messed up as far as my sizing. All in all, on this first row of twists that I did, I think I ended up doing 3. And that's a vast difference from how many I have now. I think I have 5 in the back, maybe 4, but it makes all the difference in the size. The way that I was imagining it in my head at this time was I was creating the Starter Loc to be the actual size that I wanted my loc to be. And with locks, they start off smaller and they get thicker over time. So I would have ended up with a loc that was bigger than what I wanted, because I was trying to start off at the size that I wanted, not realizing that my hair has to lock up and that it will get thicker. So that's why I messed up, was with the parting ratio. I'm not to blame, man. The fucking industry is cutthroat. I'm not the same, man. And I could let you check the tag. Now I'm rocking name brand. I'm only chasing after bags. Now I got a game plan. And I'm out here with the 703 I5s. Look alive, look alive. Niggas came up on this side. Now they on the other side. Oh well, fuck them, dawg. We gon' see how hard they ride. I get racks to go outside. And I spit it with the guys. We up on the other side. Niggas acting like we tied. I've been gone since like July. Niggas acting like I died. They won't be expecting shit when Capo go to slide. Cause I told them that we put that shit behind us, but I lied. So as y'all can see, I ditched that main vertical part down the middle, and I started doing somewhat of like a brick layer type of pattern. And I basically do this all the way up the rest of my head. I use the same method. I part, detangle, wet the hair. I add a little bit of gel to the root, twist it down, and then I wet the ends. And I forgot to mention this, but I did clip my ends after I twist, just to have some healthy ends and to start these locks off right. And then once I clipped it, add a little bit more water and I applied a little bit more gel to get that coil, and that's it. I'm gonna fast forward the rest of the back of my head, and I can explain a little bit more detail when I do the front. So we're gonna fast forward to the front. So we got into the front, y'all. My hair is dried out, so all I did was re-moisturize with some water and oil to make it a little bit easier to manipulate and to handle. Turn me inside out, make my heart beat, leave no one else. So this is what I mean when I say I made my twist too big, because here I made that one big twist. Now I have made those into 4 twists, which is crazy, right? That lock would have probably been a lot bigger. It probably would have been about the size of that square part. And I just didn't want my locks to be that big. This style is cute for just a regular protective style 2-strand twist to get that chunky look. But because I'm locking my hair, I really wanted them to be a little bit smaller. But it's still cute though. It's still cute. So I twisted down, and here soon y'all gonna see me clip those ends and then coil the end up with some water and gel. Now I'm gonna be quiet, y'all, and let y'all see me do the rest of my hair. Well, actually my camera cuts out, but at the end of the video you guys are gonna see the finished look. I loved the finished look, y'all. It was bomb, y'all. Like I said, I really think that would have been cute for when my hair was loose natural and I wanted to do like a cute 2-strand twist style. It really would have been cute for that. But I'm locking my hair and I need smaller locks. So I did end up changing it, but you guys will see what it looked like at the end. So stay tuned.